Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing yet, and this is me trying to figure it out. Okay, so I'm starting kind of a YouTube series, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to keep it on YouTube. I'm actually wondering if I should put it like on Instagram Live. Or I don't know. But we'll talk about that like now, literally now. So like I'm starting like a vlog about my experiences with trying to do content creation online and how I'm trying to do it in a mentally healthy way, and also trying to make a career out of art and this. How I'm doing that, it's like a slow step thing, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm trying to record more of my life to see how that goes and whether like not I would like that kind of format, you know, like I have a video of me like backstage, like behind the scenes of a show, and it's just like, is this exciting? Is this good? Is this something that people want to see? I don't really know, you know, I'm still all new to the game and I'm excited to be here. A little scared, maybe a lot scared, to be honest, but I'm learning. And oh my gosh, so last week, on the previous episode, my first episode, where I just kind of introduced what I was doing, I think, or at least I meant to talk about, you know, I need to actually invest in my Facebook and stuff like that. And I'm going to go back to Instagram and figure out how to do it in a better way that doesn't make me feel awful about myself. Because, you know, I was doing fitness and stuff, and body dysmorphia is a real thing. You know, we took that screening on stream last week and I was at risk, which makes sense because I'm a dancer and, you know, being on social media puts everyone at risk. Not everyone, but a lot of us, because you just compare your body and you want that body and you're like, why the fuck can't my body look like that? And there's so many answers to that, to like genetics, to people having surgery, you know, and there's like a whole range of things, and there, you know, there's healthy stuff in there, but also, you know, there's something to be said with like, we all have different body types, you know, some people are just naturally really slim, and some people tend more towards muscle and are a little thicker, which is me, and then other people tend to go towards like bulking or holding on to fat. Those are two different things, but those are also kind of like at this other area. You know, some people are like super like, give them any sort of strength thing and muscles forever. So, you know, on the other side of that. So yeah, I'm kind of scared. I've been preparing, so I feel the urgency to get on Instagram ASAP, because I just did this speaking event and a lot of people connect through Instagram, and I was, you know, the way I want to do Instagram and Facebook is kind of in conjunction. So I'm already doing Instagram stories. I don't really post on Instagram, but I've been doing Instagram stories, which turn into Facebook stories, which is something I'm getting better at and doing more often. Oh, like, look, let's do it right now. Why not? Here. Okay, ready? I'm gonna record. So this is me practicing getting better at posting on Instagram/Facebook stories.
So this is me.
Hello, and then that was really loud. Okay, cool, thanks. So, and then I'm gonna write, join us live on Twitch. I wrote Ruwitch. Live on Twitch right now. Get that in pink, and then I'm gonna put a link. Go twitch.tv/TheThoughtfulBeast. You know, and it's, I don't know, I'm very much trying to get better at this because I think it's important. Because, you know, you want your stuff to be seen. I want this to be my career, you know, it's not just for funsies. And I have a message to get out there, you know, I want to be that person who helps people feel hopeful, you know. I'm about providing skills and resources for people who can't get professional help yet. Or, you know, I don't know, at some point maybe they just don't want to. But you need like something left, you know? There needs to be other things. So that's kind of like the void I want to fill. And there are other people filling it too, so I just want to help out with that. But that's a big thing for me because it's just like, just because you can't afford professional mental help, it doesn't mean that you should just keep suffering. Like, that's awful, you know? I don't want that for people. And so this, and it keeps me going, but I need to actually figure out how to market myself. Oh, which is all of the stuff that, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it ain't my favorite. And again, like I was saying, like Instagram before put me in this dark place, and I don't want to be in that dark place anymore. And I talk about avoidance a lot because that's a big coping mechanism of mine, and so I have to be careful of it. And I think avoidance was good for me to get better then, and now it's not as effective, or at least I'm going to try to do this so it's not unhealthy for me the second time around. And I'm hoping that now with a purpose, kind of a more clear direction of how to do this, because I've been learning through podcasts and stuff like that, which for me, I was saying, is better than like online courses, only because you know, free online courses are limited, and it doesn't necessarily talk about social media marketing and like real life applications, but it's like concepts and ideas, which aren't bad to learn about at all. But because it's just me and I have a limited time and I'm also trying to dance, podcasts are just better. Like, it's just, the podcasts I listen to just have more real life tips and applications, so that I can easily connect and understand. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning these concepts on online courses. I'm like going, cool, and I can see how that, you know, like I need to do that, but it's still a concept. And I feel like the podcasts and YouTube videos like I watch and listen to are like, okay, here's actual like actionable steps to those concepts. So which is why I'm there right now, and I'm probably gonna be there for a while in that podcast space. So yeah, and that's gonna be me. And so I was listening to this podcast while I was working out today, and oh, you know what? I should put the tag of business. Let's do that. Close eyes. Whoa, why did my things go away? This is so weird. Hello tags. Let's go business. Let's go closed caption. Okay. Let's go business first. No? Okay, I have to click. Let's go closed captions. I don't know why this doesn't translate from my Streamlabs to this. Let's go mental health. Let's go live vlogging. Live vlogging. And that's where we're going to be. Hey, let's update this information and let's go talking about marketing. Let's update this easy. So I was listening to this podcast, the Social Media Marketing Examiner podcast, and I love it. And Mike Stelzner, great information. And they came out with, 2019 social media report. I don't know if that's what it's called. But basically, the Social Media Examiner. I'm sorry if I'm giving the wrong titles to people, but basically, they've been tracking social media marketing. That stuff is so new, and they've been doing it. This is their 11th report in 10 years. And I think they're the ones with like the biggest amount of data and stuff like that. And so I was listening to a podcast about it, and it was just like, Facebook is being less used by marketers now, and there seems to be a mass exodus into Instagram, which for me makes sense, right? I feel like Instagram is on the rise. Facebook is just like for older people, quote unquote older people, and most quote unquote younger people are on Instagram. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it makes sense. Instagram's getting bigger. You know, everyone uses social media, but I feel like the younger crowd definitely uses Instagram more. So there's more marketing there. And so that's a thing that I have to pay attention to, and it makes me want to be like, oh my God, I need to jump into Instagram right now. And yes, I think the answer for me is yes. And I'm very tentative because of what happened last time. And I think, I'm going to start next week. You know what? I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it here. I'm going to start next week. And it can't be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. And that needs to be okay. And I want it to be perfect because I super curated my feed and everything last time. But I think at this point, me avoiding it again is ineffective now. And I just need to get started and get better again. And I do have some things prepared. You know, I have some content prepared and everything. So it's not like I'm starting from scratch. It's just the anxiety around it. I have anxiety around it. The thing to that is what they were saying, which is what I really love this podcast by Mike Stelzner, is because he's very like, you know, think about it. He's like everyone. He's like, hey Brandon, what's up? How are you? So he's just saying like, you know, everyone's going to Instagram. Everyone's going to Instagram. He's like, listen, everyone's going to Instagram. And then he's just like, but you need to figure out what that means for you. That doesn't mean that you should necessarily flood to Instagram. He's like, this doesn't necessarily mean you need to abandon Facebook. Because he was talking about the percent of marketers who say Facebook is their number one platform and stuff has gone down. It's been building up for a long time, and then it went whoop. And then everyone also went, and Instagram, and more LinkedIn. But I don't know if I care about LinkedIn at all. That's too much for me. If I'm going to not pick something, I'm not going to pick LinkedIn. So yeah, it feels like more pressure. But it's a thing like you have to discover, right? So maybe Instagram is like the way to go. But then you have to realize that, okay, well then you're going to go up against a bunch of people marketing too. You know, like that's going to be a thing. So it's like, do you want to actually focus on Facebook more and stay there because there will be less people, so that less marketers, right? So all this is in terms of marketers. There'll be less marketers, so it can mean less competition and you can grow your niche over here. Or does it mean that you want to go, you know, to Instagram and do your thing there and compete with all those people there? What that means for me in particular, because it is me, like I am my own only employee. The only things that I've had done by other people, which happened very recently, is my beautiful logo and backdrop done by my artist friend Jasmine, which she'll be on stream later, and we're gonna play Overcooked. But you know, that's something I need to think about. Being just me, how am I going to do this so I'm not overrunning myself, and I can still do this on Twitch, and I can still create YouTube content, and I'm still creating content that I believe in and love and I find is helpful to others. Because if I'm just marketing myself to market myself, like what the hell? For me, it's like, oh, what the hell am I doing then? Because, you know, I started the Thoughtful Beast and I want to do this, you know, because it's something I'm passionate about and I want to help people. Not because I necessarily like want to be famous or make money, because obviously like this is kind of a risk. I'm being like this, and you know, it's just all I want to do is be able to make a career where I can live sustainably. Like I just want to live sustainably. I don't care about being a baller. Like a lot of my clothes are from freaking Ross, and I love it and it looks nice. I wore like my outfit from Ross yesterday when I was speaking. And everyone liked it, so I was just like, yes, Ross, dress for less. because I have no other choice. Well, I mean, I could spend a bunch of money, but then I'll have no money to eat. So I have a choice. I'm just making it this other way. Hey, Cute Chicken Cube, how are you? I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. So, you know, I'm trying to decide how this is going to go for me. And I've also been thinking about, like, Twitch. And is this the right platform for me? And I don't know. I don't know. I'm still not convinced. Like, it's almost been a year since I've been on, and I, like, been on and off serious, and I'm becoming more serious, because before I really decide what I want to do is really, like, get into it and collaborate with other people. And, you know, I've been very open about it on my stream, where I tell people, like, I do want to collaborate with others. Honestly, like, I'm not comfortable there yet. Like, I'm not there yet. Like, that gives me a lot of anxiety. I don't know, like, I still have this feeling of, like, I'm not good enough to ask people to work with me, even though other people have, like said that they would, you know. It just feels, I'm having, like, a little bit of, like, imposter syndrome, where I just feel like I don't deserve to be here. I don't deserve to have any of these things. And, you know, it's shit that I've been, like, dealing with for a very long time. And so I'm trying to deal with it in the most healthy way possible. And so I've started slow. And for my podcast and stuff, I've asked people from my in real life to come on, and I'm slowly asking, like, I've moved on to, like, my Instagram influencer friends who are coming, but I'm only asking the ones that I'm, like, close to, you know, like, actually friends with. So there's that, and then, like, the next step is coming soon, where I'm going to be asking streamers to come on. If any of you out there would like to talk about mental health live and then on my podcast, I would love to have you. It's just a long road. Okay. It's a long road, and I just need to build my confidence. I'm needing to build my confidence. So this is also something where I'm like, I don't know, is this something I need to be doing? Or, like, maybe I just need to utilize Twitch better. I don't know. I am thinking about it. I'm thinking about different things. Like, I'm thinking about, maybe I do stream on Twitch, and then afterwards I stream on something else, like on Instagram Live or on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, something like that, and see. And the thing is, like, even though I quit Instagram and stuff a while back, like, that's still where my biggest following is. And so I'm like, maybe it'll be easier to revive that. I don't know. These are just thoughts I'm having and things I'm thinking about and sharing all the shit I learned. Yeah, again, social media marketing podcast. Mike Stelzer, great podcast. Also, I love Ashley Christ. She's on Twitch. She's amazing, and she was, like, a big inspiration to me. So I love her too. And her stuff is mainly for Twitch. Not just, but, like, you know, she's a Twitch streamer and stuff like that. So a lot of things are geared towards Twitch growth. She's a stream coach, so yeah, she's cool too. Check her out. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about in terms of, like, marketing and what choices I'm going to make in the future. And also, what the thing with, like, Twitch and stuff is, like, I don't want to have, like, you know, trigger finger, where it's just like, oh, this isn't working, like, and then I leave without really trying to invest and get to that place where I feel like I am really doing this. I'm invested in it. I'm doing the things that are obvious to success, which is, like, collaborating with others and, you know, being active with chat and, like, setting up a community. And that's hard, because it's a lot of different fucking things that I don't know how to do, and I'm learning now. So yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so moving on to, like, in real life community building and shit like that. So I was listening to this podcast, again, same podcast, and oh my god, I should memorize these people's names, because it's helpful. It's helpful to be like, go actually look at this person. I thought they had helpful things to actually say. Where are you? And this is like, okay, this was like an old 2007 this podcast from 2007. So, there's something to listening to old podcasts from 2 years ago of social media marketing, because I'm like, maybe it's not even relevant anymore. But, listening to people's stories is always interesting. That's always relevant to see what people can and can't do, the creative things that people do to succeed, right? Because that shit gives you hope. We need hope. We don't need to just like people to solve like marketing issues just like one way and be like, there's only one way. Because like think of that like for mental health, right? Like you can't just be like, there's only one way to get better, because then that's just gatekeeping everyone, and then only like this many people will get better. When I think about like learning and providing people with resources and stuff, I'm all about like, here's different choices, here's things you can try. Because this isn't about like us. This is, it's about us, in that like it's about you and us being better as people, not us selling shit to you. Like whatever works for you. If essential oils actually work for you, hell yeah. You know what I mean? If that does not work for you, and what instead works for you is like joining a community volleyball league, like hell yeah, like go do that. There are a million different things you can try to get better, and we need to look at that and be accepting of that, and not try to force people into things that they don't want to do. You can always advocate for things. Like I always advocate for professional help because it really helped me. But I also do understand that not everyone has the same experience as I do, so I'm like, okay. And which is why we go through different things that you can do on your own at home, and different ways you can talk to people, and all those different skills. So there's this podcast from 2007 by Social Media Marketing Podcast, and the interview was of Jenna Kutcher, and she's the host of the Gold Digger podcast, which I have yet to start listening to, but I was told to listen to it. She talked about actually creating like a community like in real life. And right? Was that her? Oh my god, I could be lying. No, I think it was her. Maybe not. Oh my god. I'm so sorry if I'm a liar. No, this is something else. Where was that other lady? Okay, well, anyways. Well, this Jenna Kutcher woman, she's also really cool. This was from 2007. But, actually, maybe it was her. Oh my god, I'm so confused right now. She actually has a lot of stuff with branding. I am on the wrong thing. BD. Where is thriving community? In progress. Downloads. View all downloads. Oh my god. Thriving. Okay. Social media marketing podcast. How to develop a thriving community. So this is actually from April 19. So this is actually better because it's not from 2007. It's just from April. And so this person, Kate Stillman, developed communities like in person, like in real life, like did yoga, and started teaching to yoga off like to these like, women, like small studio and stuff. And she grew a little bit, and she started growing her community in real life, and that helped her to create like an online following and stuff like that. And it was really cool because it kind of talked about like, you don't need like 1 million followers, you don't need 1 million whatever, you just need like enough people to help you sustain so you can keep helping more people. And that doesn't have to be very much. So looking for the right people, and like looking for the right people like in your niche, and looking for the right people who are like in line with the things you believe in, and being chill with who you are, right? And this has been said by a lot of different people and a lot of different podcasts and different platforms, like the be yourself thing is a real thing. And the way that it's been broken down to me is just like, you need to be yourself, because there's 1 million other people trying to sell like the same product or like do the same thing that you are. The thing that makes you different is you, and people follow you because they're interested in you and your journey. Like, you're interesting to them, they identify with you. And there's so many people on this earth that, not everyone's gonna identify with like you know, the big popular people. Like, some people want smaller communities where it feels more intimate. And some people, you know, like, I don't know, some people will be interested in me, and some people will be interested in super not me, and that's totally fine. But you want to be you and find your own community, because that loyalty to who you are is what's going to help you. It's going to help you. It's going to set you apart. You're going to find your own following. Again, and this makes sense when you think about it, just like find the right people, not find the most people. Because when you're pandering to the general public, and let me use Game of Thrones, you know, as an example, you know, you start out, my boyfriend was talking to me about this, like, you started with enthusiasts, and they're like, yeah, we want the show, and we love, like, Game of Thrones, like, the books and stuff, we grew up reading them, da-da-da-da, and they make it a thing, and they make it super popular, and then it becomes a show, and then all the people, like, the people making the show don't just pander to the enthusiasts, they have to pander to the general public. And then, here is the freaking end of Game of Thrones. And I won't say anything for spoilers, but I will say that most people are highly disappointed. And my boyfriend and I were so disappointed that we didn't even watch the finale, because we were just like, like, boo. So yeah, think about it that way, you know, and they're gonna lose out. But yeah, okay, that's all I want to say. The bottle in the back, bottle. Yeah. There's a swing. So yeah, that's, oh, the finale. Yeah, I didn't see it. Because I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. And I feel more bad for my boyfriend because he read the books and stuff like that. I started watching it when it was a thing. Even though, like, I do love fantasy novels and stuff. Like, I love fantasy books. I just never got into that before, like, it came out as a show. So, I mean, but I was still pissed off to be like, the hell? This ending is gonna, like, this ending sucks now, and this isn't even the ending. You know, a lot of people did not like this last season. I did not like this last season. And it just, yeah, like, you know, to all my fellow friends who watched, like, How I Met Your Mother and, like, invested your life into it, and then, you know, we all got that shit-ass ending, and we were super pissed. Like, I'm pissed to the point, and bitter. I'm bitter to the point where I will never watch reruns of How I Met Your Mother ever again. Like, that's how pissed and betrayed I felt. And I felt like the same thing is happening with, like, Game of Thrones fans, where it's just like, we stayed and blah, 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 and things changed, and we still stood by you guys until the end. And then this, you gave us this, you know? And then it's just, like, super forever, like, disappointment. Because, dude, like, it's like the thing, like the same thing how happened in How I Met Your Mother. It's like they built up these characters and they made storylines and they made like story arcs for these people to progress and stuff, and that's why you follow them. That's why you love them. That's why you hate the characters, all that jazz. And then at the end, you know, in How I Met Your Mother, like what takes these backseas on all the growth that they made with their characters. Same thing with Game of Thrones. It's like, why did we set up all these characters to do cool things that they never did? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so disappointing. Forever disappointing. Okay, back to marketing. It's just, maybe that's all I have to say about marketing, and maybe we'll just end with this Game of Thrones thing. But yeah, that's like my update for now. That's my marketing update for now.